We got any two-stroke fans out there? Nothing like a good two-smoker. This is a 2007 YZ 250 two-stroke. I'm currently doing the restyle kit on this thing. So this is the polisport 2015 restyle kit on this thing, which is pretty cool. So it takes an 07, puts the brand new plastic on there. I'm just now throwing on some brand new Cycra hand guards. The old ones were all kind of funky and faded out, and these stickers are kind of funky too. Just kind of cleaning this thing up, getting it ready for its maiden voyage. I bought this about a year back and then had some health issues and wasn't able to ride basically anything for a while. So I've kind of crested the hump on that, and I'm feeling a little better, and I'm able to hold on to a bike. Had some nerve-related issues going on with back injuries and other health crap from riding these dangerous toys all my life. So luckily I'm bouncing back, and I should be able to go out and have some fun on this thing. So but basically, yeah, I bought this thing stock off of a second owner. He had it for maybe a year and a half and hardly rode it. His friend was into taking this and doing kind of some off-road riding. I just re-geared this thing, so I went up a couple teeth on the rear sprocket. I'm gonna make this into just a trail hopper basically. I just put some grabber handles on the front. I'll put some grab handles on the rear. I have a Baja Designs light for this thing. I'm just making it look kind of cool because you know, I don't really need to, but it just looks kind of cool. Once I get this thing out and riding a little bit, get the suspension kind of figured out on how I like it, I'll probably go up in the rear spring, maybe in the front, and do some valving. I'll send it out to my buddy's shop up in Washington. Another Jason Thomas. I'm a Jason Thomas. He's also Jason Thomas. I'm only friends with people named Jason Thomas. Makes it easy. Now, he owns MX Trend Suspension up in Washington, so I'll be sending this out to him. The suspension, the front forks and the rear shock, and have him do his magic. But for now, I'm just trying to get back together. I took about 2 rides on this when I bought it a year ago, and it's basically been in pieces ever since. No reason to. I just decided to take it apart and make it kind of pretty. Right now, it looks like a chameleon or something, or a calico cat. Got so many colors on this thing, but I did the restyle kit, so it does not match the blue 100%. The white, this is brand new. This is brand new. The airbox is brand new. This is the original seat, but I do have a nice attack seat cover on here, and I'll probably do some attack graphics so it'll kind of blend all this. And then the tank and shroud, you can tell is a little different. There's some imperfections on these things as well. When you're doing the blues and yellows and all stuff, they don't always match up. So black's an easy one to match up. This is what the kit comes like. Maybe you could have bought a black kit or a white kit. I'm not really sure, but once you get some graphics on this thing, it'll clean up. The seat cover is a little bit more of this type of blue. So it'll line up a little bit nicer than the 07 blue. Yeah, I think it'll all come together. I got some nice CNC stuff on there, some Tusk stuff on there. I just, like I said, put a brand new JT rear and front sprocket on this bad boy. I just put a brand new gold DID chain on there. And we went up 2 teeth on the rear. Get this thing a little bit better pop on the front end. I'm not using this to go hauling ass in the desert. It's going to be a trail bike, so I will get probably the Tusk. I mentioned Tusk because it's just an inexpensive way to do this, but I'll probably get their Enduro kit. Get a little rear light for this thing. I'm not going to run blinkers in the back. You can use your hand signals in Arizona. They're not real picky on that. And I'll run the Baja Designs light, like I said, in the front. And I'm just now putting on the hand guards. Even got the ASV non-breakable levers, which are awesome on here. I also, the hand guards just protect your hands if you fall. I got the ASV rotator brackets on here. Have some shiny doodads you don't need. I have a gas cap from 15 bikes ago I never used and threw it on here. I got some polisport protection for the engine cases on both sides. Brand new shifters. Kickstand came with it. Tires kind of roached. I'll probably run this thing for a couple of rides, and then I'll order some fresh tires. Got some other doodads on here and shiny parts. And I still got a little table full of stuff. I got to put this handguard on next. These are my original bars in here. I think I want a taller bin, but not trying to be picky. I haven't ridden a 2-stroke in 700 years, so I just figured I'd just give it a shot and see what comes out of it. And then there's the Baja Designs light kit I'm throwing on there. I have a really nice, I think it's a Cycra, yeah, skid plate that's going to go on there. I like running the plastic plates on an adventure bike or an enduro bike so you can slide over the rocks. Just put that brand new chain on there. Got a couple more shiny doodads. Fresh brakes. There's my seat covers. It'll look nice on there. It's got a nice gripper seat cover from Attack. Real simple, inexpensive. I'd love to put a seat concepts on here, but I'm just kind of on a little balling on a budget right now. I'm kind of putting a lot of money into all my toys lately. Brand new packing. Exhaust looks like hell, so I'm going to go ahead and probably blow these dents out. I'll buy that kit online, $100, and blow the dents out, and then I'll polish this back out, make it look all pretty. It's always nice to have a nice 2-stroke pipe looking fresh. Brand new packing, new air filter. The air filter was roached in there. Luckily, the guy had rebuilt the motor recently, or the previous owner, so it's got low miles on the top and bottom and rebuild. I don't know how many hours total. Got the big horse in the background here. I'm getting all Yamaha lately, so rode Yamahas when I was younger. Worked for Suzuki for years and rode Suzuki's. Worked for Rockstar Suzuki, so I used to get race bikes really cheap, 450s and 250s. So I was big on the RMZs for a while, and I still like those. If I was racing again, I'd probably be back on an RMZ 450. I just really enjoy that power plant space, like a yellow Honda. But yeah, this Yamaha Tenere is really fun, and that YZ 252 smokers would be pretty fun. So just in the Beat Laboratory, working on some stuff, like I said. So I got stuff to shine stuff up, clean stuff up. These are the original bars that were on there, just a little bit calcified from sitting. So I'm cleaning all that stuff up with a wire wheel or wire brush. Got brand new shiny pieces on here. These weren't bad, but they weren't shiny, so we had to go new. Catching up on some Loretta Lynn's, man. Always nice to have a little bit of motocross playing in the background. This is they're doing live coverage of I think all 3 motos of each class on YouTube through Racer X or one of those things. But yeah, it looks like J-Law, if you guys are a motocross fan, Jason Lawrence right there is coming out of long-term retirement and racing the 25 and older vet class. So pretty cool. Cool to see him out there doing something with it. Guy was a lot of talent, and unfortunately didn't ever see the fruition just because of shit didn't line up and bad choices back in the day. But the dude's pretty badass. Actually, when I worked for Rockstar Suzuki, he was one of our athletes. So we lost him in 06 or 07, I think, to Yamaha Troy, and he went out there and kicked everyone's ass on a pretty clapped out bike from Yamaha Troy, from my opinion on what the bike looked like and performed like. He was out there and smoked everyone in the motocross season 06 or 07, I can't recall. But yeah, as a marketing director for Rockstar Suzuki, I was pretty bummed to lose him. I mean, he's one of those guys that he could win or lose, you still get a lot of attention, so it'd be a great guy to be on the team. But we did pretty good. We had Michael Byrne on our team, Troy Adams, Kelly Smith, Andrew McFarland. Had a fun couple of years out there doing that, and then some athlete management with some female and male athletes after that. That was really fun. But yeah, Loretta Lynn's, man, it's cool they're televising that kind of stuff. And there's the women's, I managed a few women's athletes back in the day, so it was neat to see the women out here racing. They're advertising that too. We used to have a good TV package, so TV is what makes it happen. If you're not on TV, it's hard to make that money, man. There's just not a lot of money in that sport. It looks flashy, looks cool, but it doesn't pay real well. Anyway, so yeah, we got fresh sprockets, fresh adjusters for the chain, fresh. I had to put some fresh bolts in this thing. This one came out like butter. This thing was like a stress factor, man. I thought I was gonna have to heliarc that thing. This took like a couple days of PB blaster, grease. I mean, you name it. I've never had one that seized in a swing arm that came back out. And the bike wasn't really hammered ever. It just wasn't really maintained from the previous owner. The original owner did. The second owner just kind of rode it in the desert and let it sit there ugly, and basically ride it again 6 months later and let it sit there ugly. And he'd bring it to a shop every 6 months, he said, and just have him do a carb clean and get it all tuned up for him, and he'd go ride. So he wasn't really into maintenance. But this thing, you always want to put grease on here. So if you guys are messing with those, always put some water proof, like some, I use the Maxima. Where is it? I use this stuff up here. This stuff's nice, but yeah, it's always good to grease those parts. And if you're pressure washing your bike, be careful when you're spraying it down there on your axles, everything else. I use that big nasty waterproof grease from Maxima on pretty much everything that needs to be lubed up. But yeah, if you don't grease those things, water will get back inside here and can calcify this pretty bad. So this is really bad. This, like I said, I can't believe we salvaged this one without having to heliarc it or drive some new threads in there. But yeah, just putting the bike together. Once I get this thing all cleaned up and going, get the graphics kit on there. I said I'm going to ride it a few times. If I feel the need, I'll do the suspension earlier than later. I'd love to take this thing down and frame it. I had it down. I just didn't want to spend the time to make what I mean by frame equal one the frame and just make it all polished out. But realistically, I can only shine it so much. It's really time to go riding and go and enjoy it. But anyway, so if you guys got 2-strokes out there or trail bikes, we do the adventure bike thing here. I do the trail bike thing. I do the van life thing. Just a little bit of everything, man. It's just all about just getting out there and exploring, and it's the whole point of the Adventure Ready on the channel. We're always down for an adventure. So This bike should be fun. I'm up in like northeastern Arizona, so I'm sure it won't be hard to find some people to ride. Flagstaff, Payson, you know, all those areas up here are pretty popular for dual sport riding and single track stuff and two track. So anyway, just checking in with the world here, and I'm out in my beat laboratory until like midnight, basically just watching some Loretta Lynn's and working on my dirt bike. So hopefully we'll have this thing up and looking pretty, and it runs like a champ, so there's no issues there. Probably got to do a little clean out of the fuel, been sitting there a little while. I'll freshen all that up, but it runs pretty nice, so there's no issues there. Hopefully by not this weekend, but next weekend, I'll be able to put some time on this thing and get out, and I'll probably ride out to my main property and kind of putt around that, or maybe my brother's property out here. And we're putting a track together, my brother's property, for UTVs and dirt bikes. So we haven't thrown any jumps in there yet. We were just kind of carving the track out. So once the track's done, we'll throw some tabletops out there, some whoop sections. We're old, so I'm in that upper 40s, knocking on the 50 vet class. So not looking to race, but if the track will definitely have no triples, no doubles, no gaps. It'll all be tabletops. So those triples and doubles are in the past. So I don't know if I have the nuts to hang it out in third gear, rolling on second up a nice face to clear a triple these days. So 120 footer tabletop all day long, but 80-foot triple, 60-foot triple, I don't think I got that gumption anymore. So like I said, it kind of looks like a Calico Cat from here, but I think once we get the graphics kit on there and the seat cover, some number plate backgrounds, I think this will flow pretty good. And the tank will always be a little off because it's a 07 and everything else is 15, but not a big deal. And I may throw an oversized tank on this thing depending on how much I ride this. I've been really having fun on the Tenere right now, so we'll see. This will be nice in the back of the van to go do some base camp, fan camping, where you just park your van, sleep in your van, and you take off from the van in the morning, go rip some trails, come back and cook up a nice meal and get a campfire going and chill. So base camp van with the moto hanging off the back sounds pretty good, and this is probably the perfect weapon for that. So you guys are riding up in northeast Arizona, give me a holler. Stay safe out there.